Hello and welcome to the Taurus full moon community ceremony. My name is Judy Keating. I get to partner with Bonnie Salomon as part of Wise Transformation. We welcome you today as you listen to the recording for our powerful time that we're having right now. We at Wise Transformation are two women intent on having elemental wisdom and feminine magic back in everyday life. And we wanted to remind you that we have a YouTube channel. So if you look up Wise Transformation LLC on YouTube, you will see not only the recordings of all of our ceremonies, but also announcements, interviews, some fun new content coming about different projects that we're doing. So very, very excited about that and would love if you would subscribe. Today, I'm going to tell you about a couple of upcoming events. We're going to call in Sacred Space. We're going to talk about the timing and get some ceremonial guidance from the elements. And we'll be here probably a little less than an hour today, but so looking forward to doing this work with you. First thing I want to tell you about is in a week from this Sunday, November 5th, 2023, which is the day after we turn our clocks back in the Northern Hemisphere, in most of the United States anyway, there is going to be the Samhain edition of the Illuminating Your Soul event. And I get to present with two phenomenal women, Lauren and Chantal. Lauren is going to be presenting on a great ancestral connection that we can make at this time of the veil being the thinnest between the worlds. And Chantal is going to share from her culture some great teachings. It's going to be very interactive, both of the presentations, and I'll be talking about crystalline compassion. So really look forward to doing this event with them. And if you are coming, welcome, welcome. Check for your emails with all the details and handouts, etc. And if you haven't signed up, you can go to wisetransformation.com/illuminating your soul, and you can pick the Samhain event at the bottom and sign up for just $21. The other event that's coming soon in December that I want to mention to you, there'll be full details on the website very soon, is Honoring Grief, Unleashing the Power of the Feminine. There has been so much chaos and fear and sadness going on in our world right now that we wanted to offer an event that would allow us to grieve as a community, allow us to grieve our losses, allow us to grieve the atrocities of the world in such a way that we unleash the power of the feminine in its truest form, which is understanding about the deep, deep emotions of the feminine and knowing that we can make an impact if we come together as a circle. So this 2-day event is not a full day event. The first day is 3 hours. You're going to have 3 different presenters, which I will be unveiling soon. And we'll have a follow-up day the next day so that you'll get to do some very profound grief work. And then the following day, there'll sort of be a debrief and steps to move forward if you want to continue working with the theme. So that's what we have planned. I look forward to unpacking all the details of this event soon. But if you are interested, please mark your calendar for December 10th and 11th. The event will be during the daylight hours for Eastern Standard Time, so probably noon to 3-ish on the 10th, and maybe an hour and a half in that same window on the 11th. But this is an event that the presenters feel is just so needed by our world right now. And we really want to offer some tools and some ways of allowing your emotions at this deep Scorpio time. So we look forward to this event and look forward to giving you all the details very soon. So as we gather together in this cauldron of Scorpio, Taurus, full moon, and a lunar eclipse, I just ask that you give yourself a lot of love and support. Put your hand on your heart and bring yourself present and just give yourself a lot of love and permission to feel what you feel. And we ask for the support of the elemental realm, earth, for good containment, groundedness, ability to allow us to be with our feelings in a safe space because we have good containment. And water, the clear, clean, current emotional realm that allows us to feel our feelings, to learn and resource ourselves from the water realm. And we ask that the air realm, the mental realm, the focus, the vibrational attunement modalities, that the air support us, reminding us that we need to breathe deeply now more than ever, to allow our thoughts to slow down, for our body to let our mind slow down enough so that our body can rest. And we call upon the transformational element of fire. The warmth, the ability to have light and dark inside of us. We thank you, fire. In spirit, we call upon the co-creative realm, the divine feminine and the divine masculine within each person, to be present, to support each other, and to come together in circle in a way that is very profound and supportive. And with those intentions and being more present, we can proceed. So when we have a full moon, the full moon is normally opposite its archetype in the sun. And right now we have a Taurus full moon occurring tomorrow on October 28th. And we also have the Scorpio sun. So we have both of those energies at play, and they are across from each other on the wheel. So we have a full moon in the earth, and Taurus, I'll explain, is all about being in our bodies fully and embracing our senses. And then we have a Scorpio sun. And additionally, we have a lunar eclipse. So I have a little bit of explanation for that before we dive into our inquiry today. So Taurus is an earth sign, and it's the second sign of the zodiac. And they teach the ability to enjoy the earthly realm of matter. If you think about your senses and you think about being able to see things that are beautiful, things that taste delicious and feel pleasurable, it really is about sacred pleasure in the body for the purpose of uplifting the vibration in the body. And it knows how to take solid steps to fulfill all their desires for possessions, wealth, and security. They connect to the divine through that beautiful element of savoring life and enjoying intimacy through the senses and the body. And Taurus has an intimate relationship with the physical realm. It loves receiving pleasure through the senses. It often enjoys doing things with their hands, such as painting, planting, giving, massages, bodybuilding, anything that lets you feel your body as a vehicle for divine pleasure. And it moves through life in its own time. So if you notice that right now you're wanting to push things forward and they're not moving at a pace that you feel is right, it's probably because things are right now moving at Taurus time. And they're the sensual lovers of life. They savor each moment. They know how to be in the moment and comfortable in their own bodies. And they love to have any firsthand experience of beauty and pleasure of the earthly realm. Whereas Scorpio, which is what the sun is in, is a water sign, and it teaches the power of deep, deep feelings. And they can fully experience the complete range of feelings from icy and frozen to hot and steamy and everything in between. This is really the deepest, most profound emotional realm archetype. And it's about having all of your feelings, but learn how to master your response to them. It's intense and passionate about discovering what lies well beneath the surface of current awareness. It's it travels deep into the deep waters to connect to source through the emotional realm. And it uses the treasures to generate life force in themselves and others. So this is actually a time to slow down in the Taurus time, but also regenerate your life force. And Scorpio has a deep, potent intuition or sixth sense and ability to travel into other realms of consciousness. So we're tapping into being in the physical and having the emotional realm at such a profound scope that we feel everything and that we can access information that's true for us about what we're experiencing at this time. And then on top of that, this is the season for eclipses. But before that, let me just say that Scorpio dives deep. It can move into very dark waters. Shamans really know how to move in this reality. And shamans, once they've done their own work, they carry the medicine of helping others through dark places, such as the dark nights of the soul or transitioning to death. We're seeing a lot of dark night of the soul around us in the world at large. We're seeing a lot of transitioning to death, systems that no longer work. And we're getting highlighting of things in our world that are just so unjust. But the purpose of the highlighting is for us to find a better way. But Scorpio can navigate the edges and in the shadows, uncovers what is hidden, often understands the death mysteries and can be a great hospice worker, is very okay with dealing with both depression and addiction in a way that if they channel themselves correctly, they can actually show people out of the dark in those realms. So we're also having a lunar eclipse at this time. And we're in what's called eclipse season, meaning that we had a solar eclipse the last time we did a call, and now we're having a lunar eclipse. And at this particular lunar eclipse, I wanted to give you a quote from Tiffany Stiles. Be gentle with yourself as we move through these intense energetic times. You are meeting parts of yourself you've been at war with, and you're emerging into someone new. This is really a time of death and rebirth at the soul level, meaning that we are up, we've been through eclipse cycles. The last time we went through this was in 2021, and we are recapitulating everything we learned from 2021 to now. And Kaylin Castell, our beautiful priestess sister and co-creator of shamanic astrology, can be found at kaylincastell.com. She says, ideally, any lunar eclipse is a time for self-awareness of our own personal shadow. Then the alchemical nature of the eclipse, facing or seeing the fear that drives our fears and shadow side, can be transformed into the higher vibrational energy of love and acceptance of self and all life. But we have to choose it. We have to be conscious of what's happening. You may feel all stirred up inside right now and may not know why, but these are some of the energies that are at play. And you want to take time with yourself to really tap into these energies. I've done a lot of work with Saren and Azra Bertrand, and they have a totally different take on the eclipse energy. So I wanted to share something else. And that the eclipse cycle is considered a cycle when you have both a solar and a lunar eclipse side by side or back to back. And Azra says during this eclipse cycle, we start by descending our solar consciousness, our thinking mind, into the lunar feminine consciousness of the mother mind. So that happened a few weeks ago. And that happened at the solar eclipse. And then at the lunar eclipse, where we're now, when the Earth shadows the moon, we descend into the womb of the Earth herself. You may feel some dark energies. You may feel like you're going underground, but you're doing so for the purpose of rebirthing the next version of yourself. So please, beloveds, be tender with yourself right now. Give yourself extra rest, extra water, extra time, and extra love. You may feel out of sorts. You may have your emotions going a little crazy. Just know that it's partly because of what is trying to come to light inside of you so that you can shed everything you need to shed to work towards the next you. So knowing that all of that is at play is really important. So being gentle, being kind, being compassionate with yourself, and understanding that you need to slow down right now for this next little bit. Really, really important. Give yourself that gift. So when we do these calls, we encourage you to focus on a certain area of your life or what you're working on in the full moon to set your intentions. And this time, the day before the actual full moon, is a time for you to get some clarity around what you desire. So I'm going to do the work with you, but we're going to turn on a little music and just decide what you want to focus on in the next couple of weeks. What is it that you are working on? What is it that you need help with? What is it that you would love the elements to support you in this next 2-week cycle? So I'll put some music on and we'll work on this together.
Okay, hopefully you have determined what you're going to work on. If you need any more time, just pause the recording. And we are using the Elemental Forces of Creation Oracle today. You can find them at lisa-michaels.com if you don't have the deck. If you have your own deck or another deck that you like to use to receive guidance, please use your deck. But I have pulled from this particular Oracle for today and look forward to having you pull your own cards as we go, but I did pull cards for the collective from the deck. And if you've done our calls before, you know that we start with Earth. Earth is the foundational realm. It's all about the earthly realm, I should say. It's all about the tangible, the physical, our bodies, our homes, our cars, our closets, our money, everything that is tangible in our world is what Earth is about. And when I pulled a card for the collective from the Earth deck, from the Earth section of the deck, I got foundations. And because we are in a time of such upheaval and chaos, it is really important to take care of your body. So I got the question, what is your body telling you it needs at this time? And again, more rest, more water might be some of the answers, more feeling held. You may need more hugs. But this is just a question you can ask yourself if you choose. If this question doesn't resonate for you, as all the questions, and I'm not going to say it again, but I will say it through this one. If it doesn't resonate for you as a question that you need an answer to, then ask Earth whatever you want in terms of tangible, step-by-step action in your life, in terms of how can Earth support whatever it is that you're focusing on right now. Just ask that question.
Okay, hopefully you got an answer from the earth realm. We're going to move on to water. And I pulled the emotional support and safety card, which made me feel really like water was trying to offer the best assistance at this time. And I thought it might be helpful to tune in to what are three emotions that you feel are guiding you right now. And if that doesn't resonate, then please ask water for whatever support you need emotionally to show up, and let water bathe you in support at this time. So take a few minutes and discern, how can water help you traverse these turbulent times right now? Um, Drink lots of water, everybody. Now we're going to move on to air. And I pulled whole brain integration as the support for the collective from the Elemental Forces of Creation Oracle. And because of the turbulent times, I was led to ask, what is calling for deep meditation and prayer? I know personally that a lot of people are in very turbulent times, and of course, globally. So again, feel into this question, see if it helps you with what you're working on. But if not, just ask for air to give you clear guidance about how the mental, visionary, and vibrational realm can help you with whatever you are moving forward. I got some good feedback. I hope you did too, about how I can stay out of the mental chatter that isn't helpful. And what needs meditation and prayer for me. And next we move on to fire. And I thought this was a very powerful card. Letting go is the card that I pulled for the collective. And it doesn't have to be a big action, and sometimes doing nothing is an action. So I got the question, what action would be most beneficial towards your intention at this time? So just allow that to sink in, see if there's anything that comes. But fire, again, is the action transformation realm. So if the letting go card helps you, what needs to be released? If you're pulling your own cards, please use that guidance, but take a few minutes and ask for fire's transformative power to lift out whatever you need to go. Okay, now we're rounding down to spirit. Spirit. You might want to take a breath right here. You've gotten guidance from earth, air, water, and fire. And now we ask for spirit to weigh in with us, to support us, to guide us. And I pulled the upliftment card, and I just felt like we could all use more upliftment at this time. But you may pull your own card, but how can upliftment support you right now? And what support is spirit sending your way? Sometimes when things appear so dense and chaotic, it's hard to see the support. So we have to focalize our energy towards that. So look for the evidence that spirit has your back and see what you get when you ask the question, what support is Spirit sending your way? See what comes up. Okay, now it's time to put it all together. So when you get a unified field message from Scorpio Sun and Taurus full moon and lunar eclipse, what do you notice? What do you notice about the messages that you got from Earth, water, air, fire, and spirit? How can you use the support that the elements are offering to sort of have a takeaway today so that you know how to move your intention into a cauldron of transformation at this time? It's just so powerful. So take a few minutes, see what the unified field message is, and make a few notes about what you've learned so that you can set your intentions, which is the whole purpose of this exercise. Set your intentions for the full moon in Taurus at this lunar eclipse time in Scorpio Sun. So if you need any more time today with these questions, please give yourself that gift. The recording is pausable, so you can go back if you need to, or spend as much time as you require to get the guidance and support that you need, because we really need to open to the elemental forces right now for support, for guidance, for affirmation, for permission to feel what we feel, and to allow our bodies to have the support that they need through the body sensations being of peace and calm. So whatever we can do to foster that will help all of us through this turbulent time. Thank you for doing this work in the world. It is so appreciated. Just wanted to let you know the next call will be on a Sunday. It's November 12th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it'll be the Scorpio new moon. So we'll have a new moon, full moon in Scorpio. So we'll be diving deep into our feelings, but for now, let the Taurus full moon support you in your awareness of what your body needs and how you can give yourself more permission. Ask for more hugs if you need it. Take more time with things. Be good to yourself. So glad you are part of our community and that you have listened to this call. And I look forward to being of a support in the future. Have a great one. Bye now.